Hello, greetings from my balcony where I am enjoying a little welcome shade and overcast weather. Still blinking hot though. Yeah, I've just realised you get double reflections this week. So you get reflections off my glasses, plus the reflection of me behind. I did turn it the other way around to start, so you get trees and helicopters and things. But I was in the dark. I assume that's the light. I don't understand these things. Anyhow, welcome to my latest week in Bucharest with a quick update from Chris in Bulgaria. And what have we done this week? So I'm coming in a bit late because I went to the mall last night, so I didn't get to record anything then. I'm just waiting for some stuff to drop into my work folder online, but nothing's appeared yet, so it gives me 5 minutes to do this. My balcony's looking swell. It's looking absolutely beautiful because I've got some plants and some fairy lights and things like that. Because I got paid, which I was super excited about because I didn't think I would, because of the Azerbaijan experience when we arrived on like the 20th of August. We didn't get paid in Azerbaijan until October. By which point we were all pretty much just scrabbling in gutters and eating leftover sweet wrappers. So here, getting paid really quickly was a massive bonus. Still don't have a bank account because apparently I can't have one of those until I get my residency card. But they paid it into my Wise account. I managed to create myself a Romanian currency, a Wise account with a Romanian bank address. Got it paid that way. Absolutely genius. So yeah, I got two weeks' money. Certainly enough to live on, and I got my meal ticket as well. So they have a system here. Oh, there's a aeroplane landing. The airport is literally like 10 minutes drive that way. I can watch the planes taxi off the runway in the morning. It's great. The meal ticket thing, they do this in a lot of Europe. They put €5 a day for every day that you work onto like a credit debit card, and you can spend it anywhere that sells food. So mine currently, I think it had 200 lei on it when I checked, which is like 30 quid, 35 quid maybe. But yeah, you can just save it and spend it when you want. You can spend it anywhere that sells food. So I could spend it in IKEA if I wanted to. Speaking of IKEA, that's where I went for my plants. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Got a few more bits and bobs for the kitchen as well. So I'm trying to make a house a home because I'm going to be here for a while. We're happy here. We like it. So I want it to be nice. I've got some plants lined up on my balcony. I've got some things like storage jars and stuff for the kitchen. Soap dish. Totally sick of my soap sliding everywhere when I'm trying to have a wash in the morning. And apart from that, Chris has been this weekend again, brought the dogs again. They're getting a bit more used to it. They kind of know where they are. And I have a wonderful dog story this week, which is introducing Poppy. Poppy is a dog from Santa Paws. So my friend Joy and Francis, her fella, they've been trying to adopt a dog in Romania. They've already got Angus, who's just gorgeous. And he's rescued from Dubai. He's a victim of what we call affluent neglect. He was owned by someone and probably lived in a mansion, but they just left him there and abandoned him. So they've been trying to adopt from somewhere Romanian, but all the places they've tried from Facebook just never responded to them. And I know there are genuine rescues in Romania because I know people who've got Romanian rescue dogs. But in this case, they were having absolutely no luck. So I contacted Santa Paws because they're my heroes, because they help my lovely super, Rosie. And they just said, yeah, tell her to get in touch. So she did, and she said, I want a small dog because Angus is only tiny. And they said, yeah, we've got one of those. Her name's Laura. It's not anymore, it's Poppy. So Chris, the absolute hero, drove to Pleven to the rescue, picked the dog up and all its paperwork and brought it back to Romania, and it was introduced to Joy and Francis on Friday night. and she's an absolute doll. She's tiny. You kept sending me photos all day, and I didn't realise how small she was until I saw a photo of her next to my dogs, and this tiny little head going, "Hello, you're my friends now." But yeah, they love her, and she loves them, and she's been absolutely brilliant. She's been for a walk. She's been to Starbucks. She's living the life of Riley. If you want a dog, please adopt from Santa Paws. They're really genuine people. They really care about their dogs. So that's going to be some of my video this week. I've put a cookery slot on because I didn't have much else to do. I have included Chris getting the windows replaced. So we now have a nice double glazed back door and double glazed windows everywhere, except where we are going to be not needing double glazing because we're putting the porch on next year. And that has knocked some of our rendering off, unfortunately. So that is getting fixed this week. And then this weekend, I have got a QR code which allows me in and out of Romania until I get my residency card. I'm just going to quadruple check that actually works before I go anywhere. But I've got my 35 lei bus ticket booked from the airport to Rusay on Friday night, and Chris is picking me up from Rusay, and that means I can spend Saturday and Sunday painting my new windows. We've kept the frames, so Chris is sanding them down, and I will paint them this weekend, and I'll be able to collect a massive bag of walnuts as well. So I'm really, really excited about the idea of going back to Bulgaria this weekend. So hopefully you will enjoy that. What else? I've bought a hair dye because my hair's got this horrible yellow colour from me bleaching it to try and get the pink out. So I may be silver by the end of the week. I may be a horrible gunmetal grey. We'll see. Let's hope it works. And this week also I've had a bit of a lesson in the fact that I'm a grown-up. So I've learned that you don't have to tolerate horrible people and negative people in the last few weeks. So after the riots in Britain, I had found myself in the middle of a Facebook call. Somebody did me the favour of unfriending me before I had a chance to unfriend them. But I really enjoyed thinking, you know what, I actually don't have to put up with your racism and your right-wing nonsense. You can just go. And that's happened again this week with one of my, what I thought was a friend, who is hard work, can have these kind of swings in mood, who's just suddenly started dropping into a group chat, no less, so that everyone could see it. Loads of voice notes that were basically insulting me, calling me a child and saying that my social media was an embarrassment and I needed to be more careful with what I did. And I thought, social media is literally like photos of dogs and trees and this, which, you know, nobody's watching anyway. And it's not like I'm walking around in this one, you know, being a full-on stripper or something, is it? I'm just yabbering on about my life. So I kind of defended myself, and then it started again, all these voice notes, and I just thought, why am I putting up with this? I don't owe you anything. You're clearly like up in the air with your emotions right now, and that's fine, but I don't actually have to tolerate this. So I didn't make a big fuss, didn't do the whole, you know, social media, I'm leaving this group thing. I just very quietly removed myself from the group and then blocked her on every platform that I could find. And it was so refreshing to not worry about what people think. You know, if she sat there thinking, why she blocked me now? I don't care, because I don't have to tolerate that crap. And that's a valuable lesson for everybody. And that's why I just wanted to drop it in there, because I really enjoyed doing it. Really enjoyed it. Just this sense of freedom where people aren't weighing you down with their negativity and nonsense anymore. It's very refreshing. So yeah, apart from that and the cookery slot and doing 2 jobs, I am enjoying myself here. It's really nice. And we were talking and saying, you know, we can still put money by here, but we can enjoy a good quality of life as well. So Chris has got to go back to Britain in a couple of weeks, which is a shame because he really doesn't want to go. But we'll make the most of the time we've got left, and then hopefully come New Year, we'll be coming back here and sorting his residency out as well, and then we won't have to do all this back and forth. But for now, enjoy a beautiful sunrise this morning. Enjoy Poppy the dog, Chris's new windows, and me cooking curry. Peace out. I have bought a lot of plants. I regret nothing. And some lights. Brave girl, aren't you? Welcome to another cookery slot. Oh, that was a good start, wasn't it? Hey, welcome to another cookery slot where I'm trying very hard to stay away from the camera because I've got a very low cut top on because it is extremely hot again today. So what I'm cooking today is a thing I like to call using up all my leftover veg from last week, or Cheats chicken korma. It is in no way, shape or form anything like an authentic korma, but it will taste good. So I have got on my chopping board 1 large carrot for sweetness, some ginger, just a bit, 3 white onions. So that's going to be my veg that's going in first. I've also got a bit further down a pile of mushrooms as well. I have got some chicken that has been lovingly marinated all afternoon. Very, very thin chicken. It's like schnitzel-y stuff that I got on sale in Lidl. And that's been marinating in plain yogurt, curry spices, turmeric, garlic, chili, a pinch of paprika and some salt and pepper. I've got, again, this is like, you know, your mum's 1970s curry here, the Vesta version. I've got some chopped up giant raisins. I've got some passata. Oh, there's tomato paste in that as well. Some passata and my culinary ingredient, coconut flavoured Greek yogurt. Now this, I used to make this with a Muller Light, and it does work really well with low fat yogurt, but I haven't found a Muller Light here yet. So my veg is going in first. The veg that's not landing on the floor anyway. Chris has bought me one of my big pots from Bulgaria, so I've got more room to cook now. And I'm going to let that fry up a bit, and let's just raise the heat on that a little bit because it is going a bit slow. It's only on 8, so I'll put it on 10, 11. I'm going to let that cook up, and then when it's cooked up a bit, I'm going to add my passata, and then I'm going to drop the chicken and the marinade in it. So at the moment it's not doing a great deal. It's exciting this, isn't it? Oh, and I've got some lentils, because you know I love a lentil. So these, Lidl didn't have red lentils, so these are technically green lentils. They're actually brown. I made a dal last week with them, and it was really nice. They taste like peas, basically. So if you like peas, you're going to like brown lentils. But that means the cooking time is going to increase. These have been soaking all afternoon, and they've been rinsed a few times because apparently soaking your lentils makes something magical happen. I know that's the case for red lentils. No idea if it's the case with other lentils, but I'm going with the theory that it is. So because I've forgotten how to use the fast forward function, I am going to put my mushrooms in. I might grate a little bit of chilli and pepper in there just to give it some flavour to set it off. And then I'll turn the camera off and I'll turn it back on again when these are ready to have the passata and such like added in. I had such a nice week, you know, in terms of going buying things, because I got half a month's wages for the first 2 and a bit weeks. But thankfully I've got lots of cooking stuff in Bulgaria that Chris isn't going to use, because, you know, he doesn't cook that much, he just uses the Ninja. So I've got all this lovely stuff now, like my big pot and some baking trays and my blender, things like that, to make the world a better place. So I'll be back in a few minutes when this has started to fry up a bit. I changed angles so you could see into the pot. So I've now got my vegetables have started to soften, and it's going to be a longer cooking process than if I just did it with meat because of the lentils. Because I think sometimes people think they don't like lentils. Oh God, put them in shot. I think sometimes people think they don't like lentils because they're hard, but that's because you've not cooked them for long enough. So that's softening up quite nicely. I did put a bit of curry powder in there as well because I thought, well, that releases the flavour of the spices, doesn't it? So next step is chicken and all its marinade is going in there. No sense in wasting that. Do with a spoon actually. I don't know why I've got a fork in there. A moment. Where's my spoon? There we go. Right. Okay, so I'm going to put all that in there. There we go. Give that a twizzle round. I'm going to end up with a sandwich for my tea because I didn't start doing this until gone 5 o'clock when Chris has gone back with the dogs. So mix all that up, give that a little bit of a cook round. That's low fat yogurt I used there. And then I'm going to add my lentils. Put those in. And then just give those a quick stir, and then I want my passata in. Now I know tomatoes aren't strictly speaking in a corner. It's more of a balti, isn't it? But like I say, this is in no way, shape or form authentic. I remembered that the hairy dieters, as were, they do an absolutely beautiful chicken korma where you make, you've got loads of onions and garlic and ginger and such like, and some vegetable stock, and you make like you make paste out of it, and then you water it down, and that becomes the base of your korma without using cream or anything. It's genius. can't remember what they do for the coconut, whether they use coconut milk or something. But anyway, I couldn't, like I say, I haven't been able to find low-fat coconut yogurt, but I'm going on the theory that even full-fat coconut yogurt is probably healthier than a block of coconut cream, which is what I would put on it if I was left to my own devices and, you know, wasn't going to die from a heart attack if I don't stop eating so much fat. So I'm going to let that glub away for a couple of minutes, and then I'll just keep an eye on it, basically. If it needs water, I'll add water because I want the lentils to absorb as much liquid as possible. That's why I put a whole tub of passata in it rather than just half a tub or something, because the lentils, they need liquid. So that's as it is, and I'll probably just keep coming back to it to put some lentils, to put some more liquid in it as it's going along. So at the moment, it smells nice, it looks nice. I'm just going to let it simmer. I'm not going to put the yogurt in yet. My brain. The coconut yogurt in yet. I'm going to leave that a bit longer so it doesn't split. So I'll let it go on a high-ish heat. I've got it on about 11 and 14 at the moment for a couple of minutes, and then I'll put it down really low to about 4. Let it cook itself up for an hour or so, and then for the last 10 minutes, I'll put the yogurt in. So I'll come back again in a little while. Right, okay, we're on our last leg now. So this has been going for about 35 minutes. And if anyone's thinking, oh my God, our vegetables will be so soft and disgusting, it is on a fairly low heat. So that's not the case. They're still nice and crisp. I've just had a little forkful to see how it was going. A little forkful. And it's delicious. It's so good. So I've got, to just finish it off, I've got to admit, if I'm making my own curry, which this is, you know, one of my types of ways of doing curry, I am so bad, like putting really bad things in there. I'll put a big pinch of brown sugar in to add some sweetness to it, to go through the heat. I'll put fresh cream in it, coconut cream, all sorts. Not doing that. I've used the tiniest bit of olive oil to start it off. It's absolutely packed with veg and good ingredients, so I'm not going to feel bad about putting a bit of full-fat yogurt in it. Also, you know, I love yogurt, so I can eat this for the rest of the week, and this looks so good because it's a really, really creamy one. So, just to finish up, I'll put my raisins in. I forgot about those. I put my raisins in about 5 minutes ago. So I'm going to put 1, I'm going to put loads in, 2, 3, 4, 5 teaspoons of coconut yogurt in there. Give that a stir through. That should change the colour of it a little bit. And I might even put a little bit more in, you know, because that's how I roll. Oh, it smells all coconutty now. Like I say, with a Muller Light coconut yogurt works perfectly well, or an Aldi fat-free coconut yogurt. But like, I'm struggling to find really low-fat yogurts here. Like, you're finding them like 1.5%, 2%, but these very creamy ones are really very popular. But then, you know, on the cholesterol thing, I'm just going to put a couple more in just because I can. The cholesterol guidelines say that yogurt is so good for you that actually it's worth taking the dairy hit on it. And of course I used olive oil to cook with it because that's not dairy, and it's dairy that's going to polish me off with the cholesterol. So there we go. Right, so that's just going to have another 5 minutes for that coconut to go through the flavour, but it smells lovely and I'm really pleased with it. So I'll show you. There we go. Doesn't that look good? And that's like, you know, that's a week's worth of food, that. I'm not going to be cooking anything else for the rest of the week. I'll just be reheating this. It looks delicious. Yeah, I was going to say something else, but it's gone. Yeah, just that I've spent the time in between cooking, just basically sweeping the dogs off the floor now that they've gone. And I was just watching a video about the cost of living in Bulgaria, and yeah, it is a bit cheaper than the UK in terms of food, not much. And it's definitely cheaper in terms of bills and things. I haven't had any bills here yet. I don't know, so I don't know what the bills are going to be like, whether they're going to be fair or not. You know, in Azerbaijan, my landlord just used to say, "Oh, yeah, it's collective," and just charge me what he wanted. But nobody showed me how to read any meters here. But the food is definitely cheaper here than it is in Bulgaria. Way cheaper. I've sent Chris home with 20 quid's worth of shopping, and he's got like pork steaks, he's got sausages, he's got salami, he's got like a 1.7 kilo roll of, you know, that spammy ham stuff, massive block of kashkaval cheese. What else did he have? Oh, some wraps, some tomatoes. Yeah, he's taken all sorts home for it, and it cost £21. So I said to him, from now on, should do his shopping here and take it to Bulgaria with him. Yep. So that's my delicious, creamy, delicious, coconutty, lentily, absolutely packed with veg, and the ginger has brought so much lovely warmth to it. Curry, which I'm going to enjoy for the rest of the week. Peace out.